Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about every physical anxiety symptom I've ever had. So, this is a video I would love to have seen when I was younger, when I was really struggling with the physical effects of anxiety, health anxiety, hypochondria. I was feeling things that were making me feel like I was dying over and over again. And I'd fixate on one thing, and I'd either go to the doctor and get it checked, or I'd do nothing and months would go past, and then that might go away, and then another one would just have started immediately. And so I'm going to go head to toe, and I'm basically just going to tell you exactly all of the feelings I've ever had. And to be fair, there's a few that I'm probably going to miss, but in the comments, ask about the symptoms you're having with relation to your anxiety. So starting in the head, obviously you've got headaches. Headaches are, there's no any one headache you get when it comes to anxiety. So you can get it in your temples, you can get it in your forehead, it can be in the back of your head. You might be sat like this, hunching, not knowing it. Obviously, just stress itself causes the anxiety. One that I really suffered with was I was clenching my jaw like this, just constantly. I didn't stop. I was just sat there like this all the time. And it was giving me crazy temple headaches, like really horrible ones. So the headaches are real, but that's not the only effect that anxiety has on the brain. So I've also suffered with serious dizziness, real dizziness. Like I'll wake up thinking that the anxiety is going to be gone because I've just been asleep for 8 hours, and it's just not the case. So I'll wake up, I'll get out of bed, and I will be actually dizzy. And that is a real anxiety symptom. Like it's a real anxiety symptom. And then the other head symptom is depersonalization. Now, I've only ever had this in extreme anxiety circumstances, real proper, it's getting, to breaking point. And luckily, I've only ever had it a few times and I was able to break out of it. But depersonalization, you may have had it, but basically it makes you feel like you're out of body. You're having an out of body experience. It makes you feel like you're maybe watching yourself from above. It's a really weird sensation, and it can make you feel like you're going crazy. If you're worried that you're going crazy, like I was for such a long time, you're not going crazy. Crazy people aren't worried that they're crazy or they're going crazy, and that's the be all and end all. And that's actually the thing that was able to pull me out of it. But that's just the head. That's all of the anxiety stuff that can be caused in the head, or that I've ever felt. And there's, like I said, there's probably a few things that I've forgotten. But then coming down, if we move down to the heart area, obviously you've got palpitations, you've got racing heart, you've got kind of those weird ectopic heartbeat feelings where the heart kind of just goes, it feels like it's stopped, and then suddenly it goes boom. It's like it's just another form of palpitation, I think. But all I can tell you is, obviously, if you have these symptoms, along with any of the symptoms, and you're genuinely worried, go to the doctor to get it checked out. But I'm just telling you the symptoms I feel and have felt over the last 10 years of anxiety, which just freaked me out so much. But turns out they really didn't need to. So I'm just trying to give you some reassurance. But always get something checked if you're really genuinely worried about it. So it's the palpitations, racing heartbeat, they're the main things in the heart. And then just around the heart area, you've got the lungs. Now, this is where I've suffered massively. So the tight chest feeling, it's not just, I don't really have panic attacks. I can't say I've had a panic attack as such. It's more just a constant underlying degree of anxiety. And what comes with that is my chest will just suddenly tighten up. And I can't get enough air into my lungs. Like if I'm trying to take a deep breath, see, just then that felt normal because I'm not particularly anxious right now. But if I was in an anxious state, it would feel like I couldn't get enough air into my lungs. And then obviously whatever you're actually anxious about, you're not sure because you focus it on your body, which is what I've always done. Then you get anxious about not being able to take enough air into your lungs. So that's effectively what happens there. It's a horrible sensation. But the only thing I can really suggest for that is remind yourself it's anxiety, especially if you've already been and gotten checked out by a medical professional. It's absolutely fine. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. And the more you try and breathe in, the more you try and take the air deep into your lungs, the more your chest tightens up. I was worried about lung cancer, in the back, tumors in my back or something blocking my lungs from expanding. But no, it was just the anxiety. Then below the lungs, you've got the stomach, and I don't need to say out loud the stomach effects that anxiety can cause, but one of them is also bloating, like serious bloating, and actually loss of appetite. There's been a couple of extreme anxiety scenarios where I've just completely lost my appetite, and I am traditionally an extremely hungry person. So that's just I found that so bizarre. I was effectively sick with worry, basically, just chronic anxiety and worry. And then below that, obviously, you've kind of got your legs and your hands and feet. And you probably think, how on earth could anxiety cause symptoms in your hands and feet? Well, it can cause tingling fingers, tingling toes. I'm no doctor or scientist, but as far as I'm aware, if you're an anxious person, your blood vessels can constrict, which means if you're lying down with your hand behind your head, say, and you start feeling your arm getting numb, and it wouldn't usually, that's probably a sign that you are actually anxious, because your blood vessels will be constricted, and then your arm, or if you're sitting cross-legged, your foot or your leg will go dead or tingly way quicker than it would if you were in a completely mindful, solid, normal state. So it's just a really, really bizarre feeling. But yeah, it's just another of many, many anxiety symptoms. Tell me what your anxiety symptoms are. Tell me the physical symptoms, especially if there's something that you've been fixated on for days, weeks, or months, and you may have even been to the doctor, but you don't believe them, or something like that. Honestly, anything. That's just one of the so many physical anxiety symptoms. But as I say, let me know. We can chat it through in the comments. And good luck with everything. Look out for more videos from me. I do lots of shorts that are also over on TikTok. But also, I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more, a few more long form videos on here as well. So best of luck with everything, and I'll see you very soon.